What is happening, guys? My name's Mike. Welcome back to the channel. I have been making so many reviews lately. I've been cranking out 2 and sometimes 3 a week for past couple of months, but I thought today it would be, kind of fun to just kind of lay it back a little, do a vlog type video, and also get into something that you guys have asked me about a lot lately, which is my product collection. I'm going to show you the whole thing, and we're going to talk a little bit about it and how I've accumulated it, and then we'll talk about some good products and some really bad ones too. And that's pretty much it. I'm already pretty exhausted just from separating these things, so let's get going. This is my product collection. This trove of product was accumulated by both my personal purchases and through reviews I've done on the channel. I honestly don't even know where to start here. I have broken the mountain down into 6 different piles, and I think it might be a little easier if I just go into each one of the piles individually and then talk about those. So why don't we just start from the beginning, where the pile actually started, which was some of the first products that I bought both pre-channel and beginning days of the channel. So I just realized how long this video is probably going to be. Among these are the first ones that I actually got before I started the channel, before Ben and I started the channel, I should say. I was working as a cell phone salesman, Verizon Wireless here in Nebraska, and I was, I was into hair. I've always been into styling my hair, I've never really been interested in barbering or learning to cut hair. I've just always been interested in the styling aspect, and probably like a bunch of you I discovered Slick Hair TV, and then probably like a bunch of you I discovered Slick Hair TV, Emil and Rasmus, who I've had the pleasure of actually talking to and getting some of these Bivoline products from. They're really awesome guys. And I ordered Gold Digger. Actually was, I don't know if it was this exact can, but Gold Digger was the first product that I can remember ordering. First, what I would consider to be like a professional product. Of course, I had tried some like American Crew and Axe, stuff like that from the grocery store, some of those cheaper, lower end products. But this was, Gold Digger was the first product that I can really remember purchasing from a place that I considered to be, high quality. At that point, my hair was much shorter. It was like I had like a faux hawk type thing, or a quiff, really short hair, and so this actually worked really well for that, and it got me kind of on the path to buying other things. After that, I believe I started in with Hans de Fuco. I believe the first product I ordered from them was Quicksand, but I'm not totally sure. I think it was Quicksand though. And then I remember when Claymation came out, I ordered that right away. And back then I thought, that was really cool. And I used Hans de Fuco for quite a long time actually. I got pretty much all their stuff here, and again, I talked to their owner once, David Alfonso, I believe his name is, and he sent me a pretty cool package full of like some products, a cool bracelet, some shampoo, conditioner, stuff like that, and then they released Gravity Paste after I started the channel. I reviewed some of the stuff, and then Gravity Paste came out, I reviewed that, and nowadays I don't really use them all that much. There's better stuff out there for me and my hair type, but a lot of this was, from the beginning when my hair was shorter, and I didn't know about any of the other products out there and stuff that I found that worked for me at that time. One thing I have noticed doing the channel is as you kind of grow and you experience and your hair changes and you change, your style kind of evolves and your taste in product kind of evolves, and stuff that may have worked for you, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, doesn't work for you now. And that's kind of how it is with Hans de Fuco. I just kind of, I'm not gonna say it doesn't work. Claymation totally works for me. I just have recently found stuff that works a little better. I've been doing the clay catalog, so I've been looking into a lot of clays, and there's a ton of clays out there that actually work a little better for me. These guys right here are very, very interesting. If you guys kind of stuck around for, if you guys have been around the channel for quite a while, you'll remember the big conspiracy, the hair Illuminati, as it was named by the Salon guy. These are Pete and Pedro and Mr. Pompadour. I got involved with them very early in my channel. I started with them and I reviewed them, and then it wasn't until much, much later that I got Pete and Pedro, and at that point, like I said in that video, I didn't actually put the two and two together that they were the same until I got the clays, because they had sent me the clay and they initially did not, but then they did send me the clay at a later time to review, and when I opened that up, I was like, wait a minute, I've smelled and felt this product before. Boom. Connection made. For those wanting an update on that, they both still have not talked to me about this whole thing about them being white label and being the same. But I have found like 3 other brands that have been copying the same from the same lab and using the same products. One of them actually even uses the same exact jars as Pete and Pedro. And I think one of them actually uses the same type of jars as these too. So white labelers thinking they sneaky. Hair Bond, which initially I did not like Hair Bond. I got one of their, I can't remember which one it was, but it just was like beating up in my hair and I really didn't like it. But I actually talked to their owner, and it turns out they had they went through a case of like bad products that got messed up in shipping, and I of course got that one. So they sent me some more and I tried them out, and I actually did really like them. So I look forward to trying some more from them. Okay, of course, Blue Mon. I am digging everything that they're putting out lately. Started right here with Original by Blue Mon. This is the first edition. I got like 10 of these when it first came out. I gave away a lot of them, but I started with like 10 of those. That's pretty much it for the Salon products. So I think what we should do next is jump into orthodox water-based pomades or gel types. All right, so here we have the gel types. I started right away in the early days of the channel with Suavecito. This was probably one of the first gel types that I actually used. I actually used this at my wedding. I did a video where you guys, as my viewers, you know, there weren't very many back then, but they chose the pomade or product, I believe. I don't know if it was just pomades. It might have been just pomades. I'll have to look. But they chose the product I used at my wedding, and Suavecito was the winner. Out of all of these that I have used, people are always asking me for tips. So Big Slick, I would say, is probably one of the better ones that you can go to out of the ones that I have. Or Cool Grease. This one right here was actually the first pomade I bought from the pomade side of the world. I got this from Hedge Lion. This I got even before my Lockhart stuff, so I got this with Jesus Maldonado, Hair Jesus. He gave me the tip to buy this, and it was really, really an awesome choice. It's a really great gel type. Everyone's always asking me what my favorite is, and again, I don't have a favorite, but I can tell you the worst pomade that I've used since starting the channel is by this brand right here, Quincy. This is Color Chaos Pomade. It's supposed to change your hair color, and it is horrible. Unbelievably horrible. I agreed to check them out. They sent me like 19 tins of pomade. I got like 4 there. So, all these different colors. There's blue, there's green, there's purple here. There's like, you know, a bunch of these that are all the same. And they were terrible. The driest water-based gel types I've ever used. The colors are horrible. I mean, I haven't found anyone that really likes them, so I'm sorry if you are a fan of these brand. I was straight up with the company. I didn't even want to do the video. It was so bad. So that's my take on that. I'm not totally sure how that comment about Quincy's going to go over, but sometimes you just got to lay a little truth on them. That's a lot of truth right there. Let me tell you what. All right, so unorthodox water-based pomades. This is entirely too much to show you in this video along with the other things that I've already talked about. So I'm just going to pick and choose a couple that I have gotten. I have all of this giant pile right here. This is Probably the biggest out of the entire collection is unorthodox water-based pomades. And you know, I don't really know which one was the first. I really don't remember which one the first ones. It might have been O'Dowd's. It might have been the original O'Dowd's, which is somewhere in there. But I think that actually might have been the first one that I did. It was either O'Dowd's or it was the Insubmersible, which I did a review with Jesus on a long time ago. I did a video with him on that where I said it smelled like dirty pickles. Yeah, it still smells like dirty pickles to me. I'm actually, which is crazy now, because I'm actually making clay with Wade, who makes this guy right here, Flagship. So it's cool to see that I went from, you know, reviewing his products to actually making one with him. I got quite a bit of things in here. This is the biggest pile, like I said. This is a mixture of things that I've bought. You know, I'm a sucker for nostalgic grooming, previously Nostalgic Handmade. Whenever Dave releases something, I jump on it, buy it right away. I'm a big fan of his water base. This guy has got probably the best scents in the business. Oh man, that orange soda gets me every time. I love this stuff. These guys have amazing labels here. This is Quixote. This was one of the first kind of brew reviews. I think I called them brew reviews. This is where I Skyped with the brewer of the pomades. I hope I can do that again. That was actually a really fun video. That's kind of what inspired me to then do the Behind the Brew series, which I just kind of expanded upon that idea. Rock River got his stuff in here too. He's a good friend of mine. He's a great brewer. Got a lot of his stuff here. I got some testers from when he was first making stuff, and I pretty much got all his stuff. So he's from Portland. I just got done visiting him back in January. We did Behind the Brew. It was the first actual Behind the Brew. That was a lot of fun. Teddy Boy, got that in here too. I really enjoyed working with Teddy Boy for the review. They're another awesome brand. I got Sheer Revival. This is a brand that I haven't talked about a whole lot on the channel yet, which I'm actually planning on doing in the future. I recently got the opportunity to test for Zach, who's their brewer. I'll show you guys that in a second. But I bought this Crystal Lake because I saw everybody raving about it, and I think it's awesome. This is actually the Dismantling Summer Editions, the red one. So just like a bunch of you guys out there, when Zach and Sheer Revival drop something, I jump on it right away usually. I got pretty much his entire line actually in here. I got some of his oil-based stuff, the original, the One Who Knocks, stuff like that. This is another one that I bought here. This is the O'Dowd's Heavy. This one got mixed reviews. I never reviewed it just because I sometimes just buy stuff simply just for me. And this was one of those things. This is the Heavy Hold Summer 2016. And I actually thought this one wasn't too bad. I mean, wouldn't say it's technically like a heavy hold, but it still works pretty well for me. Last one I'll talk about before we jump into oil base here is Mothership. This is Mothership. This is a brilliantly designed jar by Flagship and Star 7, also known as Jacob Steininger. And he's the guy who did the labels for me for Little Monster and Clown Prince, my collabs with Pomp King. He's also the designer behind a crap ton of brands because he is extremely talented. This I bought this when it first came out. I was lucky enough to be one of the people that jumped on it. There was a bunch of people that ordered it right away, and I thought it came out really good. And this is one I would simply keep just because of how awesome it looks. The design, label, the top and bottom, it looks good on the shelf. Let's check out oil-based. So I'm obviously not caring about angles at this point making this video because there's so much to look at, and I tried moving it all to the front and just trying to do like a rotational thing, but there was just so many, and I didn't really want to spend all day doing this. But this is the oil base section here. This is, compared to the other piles, it's probably a little bit, it's probably not as big as the Salon pile, but it's still fairly big. And I got, a bunch of different ones here. I got, again, Sheer Revival. This is the One Who Knocks. I got this one here. This is Sheer Revival, the One Who Knocks. This is the original formula. This is the one that everyone on EP was like telling me I should get. And one little fact about my product collection is I have a ton of unused product, and this is one of them. I have never actually taken a scoop out of this jar. Why? Because I test to review and both test for brands probably anywhere from 4 to 5 products a week, and I don't often have time to use the things that I actually want to use, and so stuff like this kind of sits on the shelf. But you know, it doesn't really, that stuff, you know, oil-based doesn't really go bad, so it can stay forever. So I hope one day I'll get a chance to use it. Another sheer revival. Lockhart's, you guys know I love Lockhart's. I just got done doing the behind the brew with them a couple months ago now. So they were actually the first, I believe they were the first homebrewers to actually send me their stuff. So they are really the ones who I can credit with getting me into pomade. And they are amazing people. So I know you guys love Lockhart's, but I have their entire line, water-based, oil-based, I have everything. Here, when I visited them, I actually bought a bunch of stuff that I really like where is it? Hair Groom. I have 3 jars of Hair Groom. I love this stuff. I use it weekly. This stuff, this is a custom Aventus Hair Groom. If they do that any scent, any hold, or you see the Aventus come up as scent of the week, jump on it. It's amazing. I use this stuff, I just put it in my hair at night, go to bed. It makes my hair feel really soft, or on days where I don't really care about my style, I just kind of want to throw it back. I'll use this because it's a really great health conscientious product, and it is technically oil based because there's no water in it at all, but it does wash out fairly easy actually. So their original scent is also really good. Love me some Hair Groom. Of course, I cannot go through the oil based section without talking about these guys right here. Lil Monster. This will always have a special place with me as far as oil based pomades go. This was the first collab that I've ever done. This was the goal. This was the big dream of mine when starting the channel, was to have a product with either my name or, you know, what ended up being the channel's name on there with my vision. And Pomp King was kind enough to partner with me to make this goal and dream of mine happen. And then we came back with Clown Prince, you know, very shortly after. And what's really cool about this specifically, what's really cool about, you know, Lil Monster specifically, is that people are just now discovering it. Lil Monster has been sold out. It was sold out in like 13, 14 days or something like that after I released it, and I didn't make any more. We haven't made any more, but people are constantly tagging me on Instagram or Facebook, something like that, you know, showing that they just got it off a trade, or, you know, they just now used it or something like that. So it's really cool to see that even so long after the sale has ended, people are still loving on these guys right here. Speaking of collabs, a lot of people have been asking me for an update on Limitless. Wade, who owns Flagship, has been moving. He's been moving into a new house. So he's been kind of busy with that. He kind of shut everything down for a little bit while he closed and moved into his house. But he told me, you know, everything's done. He's back. He's about to be back up and running. So I believe we're hopefully going to be done with Limitless very soon. And then I'll be doing a full video on that, giving you guys all the details. And I can't wait to do that because it's going to be freaking cool. Speaking of clays, though, let's jump over to the clay pile. So I separated the clays. From the rest of the group because, as you guys know, I have kind of a soft spot for clays. I started the clay catalog just because I think they're a very unique product, and there's a ton of them on the market and they affect different hair types. So I am actually gearing up to do clay catalog part 3, and I can tell you that this guy right here will be a part of clay catalog part 3. This is Nostalgic Grooming's clay. This features not only the new branding for Nostalgic Handmade, now known as Nostalgic Grooming, but this is a brand new product too. So give you guys a little preview. Here's what it looks like inside, and I actually have it in my hair today. But I have a bunch of different clays. These are a mixture of ones that got sent to me for the clay catalog and ones I've purchased. One of the ones that I recently purchased here was this guy right here. This is the John Wayne Father's Day clay pomade by O'Dowd's. This was done in collaboration with the John Wayne Foundation, which is pretty cool. So I purchased this from O'Dowd's, and I think it's pretty good. I've used it a couple of times now. I bought this guy right here. This is Star Wax. I did not like their gel type, but everybody had said that their clay was good, and I can confirm that it is in fact a great clay. I finally got a chance to use this the other week, and I really don't know why it took me so long to try this, but it's really good. Let's see. Oh, Arcadian. Everyone knows I love Arcadian. They're an awesome clay pomade. This is probably the closest thing to a Salon clay that's on the market right now. Love this stuff. Check it out in the clay catalog if you want some more info on that. Got Lockhart's, of course. Got to have them. Claymation, Hans de Foucault, we already talked about them. This is Damon Barber. Carter Supply, the Holy Black, which is also going to be in the clay catalog part 3. They are a really cool company. I love their branding. Here's Third & Co. This is a lot of people's favorite clay right now. I do think that they make awesome products. I'm a huge fan of what Juan is doing with Third & Co. And so that's obviously here too. Can't talk about clays without including this guy right here, Cavalier. This is personally my replacement for claymation. I have stopped using claymation, which, you know, I have like I probably have probably 4 or 5 jars of claymation, but they're just sitting on the shelf now because I have been using this guy all the time. Anytime I want lazy but nice in volume, anytime I want great hold with texture, volume, going out on the weekends, just hanging out around the house, and I want something that's going to last me all day without having to worry about it, Cavalier is what I go to. Alright, so here's my shampoo and hair care collection pretty much. I have been trying a ton of shampoos lately because, small little secret, I have stopped using Pure Dior, which was kind of my brand that I wasn't paid to promote or anything like that. It was just my brand of choice, and so I did a lot of videos and mentioned them a lot just because I really enjoyed using them. But I have actually been using things like this one here from The Groomed Man Co. And I'm actually going to be making a full shampoo segment very soon because there's so much here to actually talk about. But these have been some really cool ones. I got some here from Hans de Foucault, which I haven't used in forever because, they're good. I mean, they're healthy shampoos, but, there's better things out there. These ones I recently got from Fat Boy. These ones actually right here really surprised me. These are some that I got from Fat Boy. I just bought them kind of on a whim one day just because I saw they had them and I wanted to try them out because I like their stuff. And they turned out to be an excellent shampoo choice. They turned out to be really good. Really surprised. For those of you that remember when my hair was green, this was my daily conditioner that I used to keep my hair looking vibrant. I also got my hair dyed pretty much once a month for a couple of months that I had my hair green, which was crazy. I still can't believe I did that. These right here are actually the 2 most recent shampoo and conditioners that I've gotten. These are from Rock River. I've only used them once, but they're pretty good. I've enjoyed using those. I'm going to keep testing them and, like I said, bringing you guys a new video. All right, that is it. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. I know this video is super long, but I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look into my product collection that is still growing by the day. If you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and check out my other social media accounts for new and additional content. Make sure you also smash that like button and drop me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of this video. Remember, as soon as I hit 10K, I'm going to be giving away a lot of products, some of them coming from this stash. So if you want to win some, make sure you're sharing the channel with your friends. Help me get that sub count to 10,000, and then I will unleash the prizes. I'll be back with you guys again very soon with an all-new product review. Until then, take it easy. I'll see you next time.